incredible morning this is turning out to be. All the trainers, they have just put in all the energy they have to enhance our business. So guys, before I get started, first of all, I would like to hand it back to this amazing gentleman who introduced me. Actually, he is a mentor of the mentors. You know, we, the whole of Warwick Farm, in fact, the whole of Australia is so lucky and blessed to have a leader of his caliber who leads from the front. He is a person behind my success. And it's an absolute honor and privilege. If you guys agree with me, if you agree with his leadership, can you please help me show my appreciation to the top producing Platinum Regional Vice President, Mr. Paul Newman. Amazing guys. First of all, I would like to welcome and congratulate all the new people and all the old people who made up to this training this morning. It's a very, very challenging thing to wake up in the morning and come to the training. But we guys made it because we all we all have a reason to do this business. You guys agree with me? Yes. Right? So guys, today my part is to show you exactly what are the challenges that you come across while doing this business. You need to have a mindset, a bulletproof mindset. And my topic today is to show you how you can overcome those challenges. But before doing that, is it okay if I just introduce myself with you guys? Yes. So guys, introducing myself, my name is Sanjay Pandey. I'm a Regional Vice President of ASEAN, been in the business for just over 2 years. And how I achieved this position, it was pretty simple but not easy. I became 100% committed to the training. I believed my mentors because my mentors, they already had achieved what I wanted to achieve in life. So my job was pretty simple. I only had to surrender my ego. I had to surrender whatever negativity I had, and I had to surrender all the knowledge aside from business that I had. I kept it in the freezer. And I started listening to my mentors. And as a result of that, it only took me over 2 years to achieve the position of Regional Vice President. With businesses not only in Australia, but 6 different countries and thousands of customers in my organization. So that's my story, guys. But I can tell you, it was not easy, but it was pretty simple. Why is it simple and not easy? Okay, but guys, before I get into the session, is it okay? Because my part today is really challenging. Because I will be teaching you how to overcome the challenges. So for that to happen, guys, is it okay if I try to connect with you more than communicating? Is it okay if we can have a discussion? Yes. Is that okay if I can put myself in your seat and have a conversation? Yes. That will make our job easier. Is that a fair deal, guys? Yes. So who are we? We are professional sorters. We are not amateur who sells and convince. I'll tell you what professional sorters do. Because let me tell you something, guys. ASEAN is a business, right? It's a blessing for us. But not everybody see it the way we see it. Because we all have our own vision and a reason to do something in life. Do you guys agree with me? We all know doctor is a very good profession, right? But we only have one doctor in the room. Why is it so? Because we all have a reason and a vision. The way we see things, people may not see it. It's because the timing is not right. Does that make sense? Let me give you an example. Why I say we are professional sorters, guys. We need to sort things out. If we go out and start convincing people to do the business, if we start convincing them to see the way we see the business, is going to be a very, very difficult task for you. Let me give you an example. In fact, I'll share one story with you. Last month, in Melbourne was my RPP promotion. If you guys were there. It was a very proud moment for me. And when we came back, every single day my wife, she takes pride and she loves watching that videos. She keeps watching that. You know what? My daughter comes to her and says, "Mama, not again. This is so boring. I like tutu." That's what my daughter says. Now tell me, guys, what do? Should I listen to my daughter? Should I quit the business? Because I did it for her, but she do not understand that. Shall I quit the business? No, because she is only 3 years old. I need to understand her maturity level is not enough. It's not that she is not respecting the promotion. It's because she is not yet matured. Yes. She is happy with the tutus. Right? So what do? If I start convincing her to love the promotion and not patiently wait for the next 7 years, you know what will happen? She will convince me to watch tutu. And I'll have to sit with her and watch the cartoons. So guys, what I mean by that is I need to wait until she grows up. And I can tell you when she grows up, when she's 10, 12, she will understand what we did for her. And she'll be very proud of it. So guys, if we start convincing people, because we are in our time zone and they are in their time zone, if you agree with me. Right? It's not that they're not saying no to the company, they are saying the timing is not right. A no may not be a no forever. I know my daughter will be very proud of my effort. But it takes time for her to understand because she's very, very small. So same thing in the business. We have a reason to do the business, that's why we are super excited. But the thing is, the prospect who we come across may not see it like the way we want them to see it. But we need to give them time. Does that make sense? Yes. Because someone is definitely waiting for us. Our job is to just say next and move on. Can we guys say next?
Next.
Can we guys say next again?
Next.
Thank you so much. And guys, let me tell you something about the emotional roller coaster. Not just emotional roller coaster, it's a funny story. Just weeks before I started my Asian journey, I went on a real roller coaster ride. I was scared in the beginning, but when I finished that ride, I was super excited. You know why? The ride was a thrilling one. But what I understood, the moral of the ride was, eventually all is well that ends well. Right? I had everything intact in my body, and after the ride, I was well enough. So the ride was a thrilling one, but I understood all is well that ends well. I was well before riding the roller coaster, and after that, I was well again. I was happy with that concept. So I thought I need to go and just take this ride as many times as possible. But when I started ACN, I started getting this ride every single day. And for the last 2.5 years, I've never been back to the original roller coaster ride. Because every single day in ACN, if you work hard, if you want to get more roller coaster ride, you need to work more harder. The harder you work, the more rides you're going to experience. And it's free of cost, guys. Because when you go out and share this business with the people, and if they give you a positive response, or when you come and see the business, and if it makes sense to you, you are super excited, right? You're right up there. But when you go and start asking people of their opinions, and if they say it doesn't work, you're right here. Do you guys agree with me? I'll ask this especially to the old people. Like women in the business, right? We need to understand one thing. To be successful in ACN, we need to take decisions for ourselves. Yes. It's our decision that's most important. Because let me tell you something, guys. If you go out and asking people for their opinion, I can tell you, free opinions are always dangerous. Yep. And very, very harmful. I'll explain this, what I mean by free opinion. Imagine, guys, your friend bought a house, right? And you want to buy a house. Why do you pay thousands of dollars to the real estate agent to find a house for you and not go for your friend's choice? Because you know it's your investment that you're putting at risk. And you cannot solely believe the person's opinion. Does that make sense? Yeah. Because you believe in the professional opinion. That's why you spend another thousands and thousands of dollars paying to the real estate agent. How many of you agree with me?
Yes.
It's the same house they find, but they have the knowledge about the industry. Does that make sense? I'll give an example. Say for example, if you are married, anybody married in the room? Yes. Right? Most of us, even me. Sometimes, there's ups and downs, because let me tell you something, guys. ACN is part of life. And life itself is a roller coaster ride. How many of you agree with me? Yes. Sometimes you're happy in the morning and sad in the evening. Yeah. Right? That happens every single day. If ACN is part of the life, and if life itself is a roller coaster ride, we cannot skip this ride, because it's part of the life. Does that make sense? Yeah. And guys, for example, if you are married and you have some discussions with your wife, and that discussion is getting serious, right? And you're really upset, and you want to seek your friend's advice on your discussion, right? If you go and talk to your friend and say my wife is not trying to understand what I'm trying to do for her, every day we are getting this kind of a problem, you know what your friend's gonna come and say to you? I knew, brother. I knew she was not the right person for you. I told you in the beginning. I told you. It's good that you realized beforehand. It's better you leave, or there are a lot of other people waiting for you. That's what your friend's gonna say you, if you guys agree with me. That's what happens in our community.
Yes.
Right? If majority of the people. right? But if you go to a legal department, they're going to listen to both the parties. And they're going to try to find you a solution. Does that make sense? And they're going to try to combine, like they're going to try to save your relation. But if you go and talk to your friends, they're going to try to destroy your relation. Does that make sense?
Yes.
The reason why I'm telling you this is, guys, if you want to seek opinion about the Asian business from your friends and relatives, I have a suggestion for you. Just go and talk to your friends and relatives, but what you need to tell them is, okay, brother, I've seen a business which I think is an option for me to get me out of my situation, and I need your opinion. But before you give me an opinion, I want to tell you one thing. I want to pay you $1,000. Because your opinion will determine my future. Right? I'm ready to pay you $1,000. Can you give me an opinion? Guess what he's going to do? He's going to go home and do all the resources. He's going to see how many people's life has changed through this platform. How many people's life has changed. And he's going to come up to you and say, yes, brother, do Asian, because Asian is the only platform that can help you get out of your situation. That is going to offer you $1,000. And I can tell you, you're going to get it. But free advices. Why are we after free advices? Why? Guys, always remember, never take free advices. If your decision is totally dependent on your friend's opinion, pay him some money. Then you're going to get the original advice. Is that a deal, guys?
Yes.
When I started the business, guys, I'll say you how my roller coaster ride went. I was super excited. Actually, I saw this business at 5 Dock. It was a business, a BOM, right? I went there, I saw the business, I was super excited. I was so excited that immediately after the presentation, I was right up there. And my wife, she was waiting for me at home for the dinner. But instead of going home, where I went to my close friend. And I went to him, and he was about to sleep. I said, man, I found an opportunity. Let's do it. It's called Asian, $549. It's going to make us millionaire. Things going to change drastically for us. And he asked me what's the full form of Asian. And I said, I don't know. Because I just came from the training. He said, brother, you have just lost your $549. And I was right here. So I didn't know what's the full form of Asian. I went home upset, and my wife was waiting for me, and I told her, I've taken this decision, it made sense to me, but the close friend who I'm trying to recruit, he said all these negative things about, and what she said was, okay, believe in your instinct. If you saw something, means definitely there must be something. Believe in your instinct and go for it. I was excited, and I was right up there, and I signed her up. Because I needed a business partner, you know. Okay. And then I booked a PBR. I was super excited, and 10 people showed up, but nobody signed up. And I thought to myself, shit, it was $550 yesterday, $1,100. My goodness, me and my wife, both of us were on the roller coaster ride. That's what happens. But the thing is, the only thing that you need to understand to be successful in this business is your reason why. Why are you doing this business? Let me tell you my reason why I'm doing this business. The reason why I'm doing this business is, like, I've been in Australia for a reason. If you guys know, but I had an incident back in my country 10 years ago, which, you know, due to some unfortunate reason, I put my family's pride at risk. You know, because of my silly mistake, people started costing my family. And I literally, destroyed the reputation that they had earned over a period of time. And the reason why I came to Australia was, I still remember when I came to Australia, I told my parents that I will go to Australia and I'll be the first person to bring you to Australia in our family. And I thought if I can invite them to Australia, a foreign land, I can get them something back in life. And I did that, guys. I did that. 2 years, I invited my mom and my dad. And when they came here, every single day they were here, and I was waking up at 3 a.m. in the morning, doing multiple jobs, no time to spend with my family, coming home late at around 11 p.m. And every single day I saw my mom. They knew my physical disability. They knew how hard it was for me to accept those challenges. They knew how hard I was working. And I can tell you, they were not proud of me. They were feeling sorry for themselves because they knew. And then when they left home crying. They said, we did not expect that you would be doing these hard things in Australia. It was better if you were back in the country. At least we could take care of you. What I thought was bringing them to Australia could be the solution for the problems that I created. But no, that did not help. Bringing just mom dad here doesn't help. They want to see us achieve success. And then I decided I need to do something. I need to do something. And today I can proudly say my parents, they're still crying every single time they see this video. They are the proudest parents all over the world. I can tell you one thing for sure. And guys, for that to happen, you need to have a strong reason why. The other reason, my other reason is my mentor, Mr. M.D. Rahman. I look up to him. But guess what, guys? We all have a family to support. Every child is born. I can tell you one thing, guys. If you go out and check all those millionaires who are ruling the world at the moment, they are the millionaires they became millionaires, they became successful because of their hard work. How many of you agree with me?
Yeah.
They were not the children of the millionaires who ruled the previous generation. Does that make sense? They made everything themselves, right? It's not the property that was transferred from the previous generation. And every single time I ask myself, if they could do it, why not me? When a child is born, every child, they are born as a baby. But what I ask myself is, what I have achieved, it's nothing, right? I need to be thinking about my family. What I ask myself is, when I see Mr. M.D. Rahman, I look up to him, and I ask myself a question. The lifestyle that M.D. Rahman's kids are having, why my daughter does not deserve that lifestyle? She deserves it. And who is going to give her that lifestyle? Not M.D. Rahman, it's going to be me. But for that to happen, I need to follow him.
Yes.
Guys, does that make sense?
Yes.
We need to have a reason why. We follow our leaders, but we need to follow the lifestyle that they have given to their family, and that can be your reason why. The only thing that you need to do is to be successful in life, guys. You need to have your reason why. And your reason why has to be much bigger than you. If so, nothing can stop you from achieving success, guys. And the other thing is, guys, work on you. The company is the same. Services is the same. Work on you. Let me tell you what I mean by work on you. It's very simple business, guys. The only problem why some people achieve success and why some people do not achieve success is because they do not have a reason why. That's the problem. Work on you, guys. Work on you to find the reason why you are doing this business. Most important thing, if you are in the business for a while and you have not achieved the success, ask yourself, is your why strong enough? I can help you find your reason why. If you are an international immigrant, if you are an immigrant to this country, ask yourself, why did your parents send you here? Is it because they could not afford your cost at their home? No, because they send you with a hope. But do you agree with me? Those parents who send you here, they still cry every single time they remember you because you are away from them. Do you remember those eyes in the airports when they departed you? Can you remember those faces? Why they sent you? And isn't it our responsibility to give it back to them? Right? If you're not finding a reason why, just go back to the airport and you're going to find those crying faces. The faces of your loved ones who are waiting for you to achieve success. That can be a reason why. If you're born and brought up here, ask yourself one question, no matter how much money you are making today. It does not matter how much money you are making today. But ask yourself one question. If something happens in life tomorrow, you have a family to look after, right? We all have a family to look after. Imagine if something happens tomorrow to you. Who is going to come and look after your family? But I can tell you proudly, because of ACN, even after this training, while I drive home, even if I meet accident and die today, I've got thousands and thousands and thousands of customers who's going to look after my families. You need to have that. You need to find your reason why. We need to stop being selfish. We need to think for our loved ones. And in the worst case scenario, if you do not have anyone to look after, ask yourself, you are who you are because of your attitude. And you deserve to be successful in everyone. Why don't you take the challenge upon yourself? And why don't you become successful in Asia? Why don't you rule the world? You have that because you are successful on your own, guys. You know we are all sick and tired of doing what we are doing. I can tell you one thing, if you have a platform better than ACN, that can change not only mine, but you need to show me a platform that can make difference to millions of people in the world, not just few. If you have that opportunity, come show us. We are ready to sign up with you. Do you have anything, guys?
No.
Right? It's all about understanding the opportunity, guys. It's all about seeing what's unseen. And if you can do that, I can tell you, not only you, but your whole family, generations, they will be proud of your effort. That's what you need to work on yourself. And guys, always remember one thing. Success, as I told you, it's easy. It's not easy, but it's pretty simple. Why is it simple? If you commit yourself to the system, it's very, very simple. And what's the system? The system is like what Fung said. You need to do a PBR. You need to do a home meeting. Promote Wednesday, Saturday training. Because you need to understand. Well, let me ask you something. What we achieved as a regional vice president and evolved. I can tell you guys, this is a bigger positions because things only gets better from this position onwards, right? But the thing is, if I tell you something, if I tell you to achieve success in life, let me ask you this question, guys. If you invested $100,000 to start a business, right? If you spend $100,000 to start a business and you are struggling badly in the business and you're not getting the clues as to how to operate the business, and there's a seminar going on somewhere, not in Australia, right? Somewhere in a different land. Okay, example, New Zealand. And you are struggling badly. Would you not go and learn the techniques from that seminar?
Yes.
Do you agree with me? Because it all depends upon how seriously you take this business. If you see yourself as the next regional vice president, senior vice president, all you need to do is you need to just go out and plug yourself into the system. Be excited, not when people sign up in your organization. Ask me, when do I get excited? I get excited every Saturday morning because that's when I'm going to meet all the top leaders. That's when I'm going to enhance my knowledge. I get excited every Wednesday because that's the day when I meet all the top leaders and I get to learn from all the top leaders. I get excited every Friday night because that's the leadership. Guys, be excited about the leadership. Be excited about the training because training is the only solution to all the problems. Does that make sense, guys? Yeah. I have an example. If I can ask this gentleman, Mr. Swarup, he has been in the business for just last 2.5 months. There was some momentum, everything all good. This is average. But guess what? For the last 2.5 months, he has never missed any training. Never. He attends all the Friday night leadership training. He attends all the Saturday trainings. He attends all the Wednesday training. In fact, his wife's sitting right up there. And you can see the plaster in her. Can you show that one? She just went through operation. And she was lying on her bed. But guess what? Because I told him not to come to the training today, but he did not want to miss the training. And because of his commitment, her wife is here in the front of the room. He has done nothing more than attending the training. But guess what? Because of that effort, in the next 1 month, he's getting promoted to a team coordinator position. You can mark my words. 1 month, he's becoming a team coordinator. And I can tell you because he's committed. Because when you are committed, your leaders can predict your future. But if you are not committed, nobody can predict your future. Does that make sense, guys?
Yes.
So guys, always remember the training is the only option for you to achieve any kind of success. Because for you to achieve success in life, you need to build yourself. If you build yourself, you can build anything. I can tell you one thing, guys. I am what I am because I attended the trainings. And I have that confidence in me, even if my organization collapses today. But I have built myself so strongly that even I think in the next 1 year, starting from the beginning, I can achieve regional vice president again. Because I have built myself. Ask yourself the question, have you guys built yourself? Have you guys built yourself? If not, promise me today that you're never going to miss the training. Because training builds you. And if you build yourself, you can build whatever comes your way. Is that a deal, guys?
Yes.
And guys, this is the most important training. I'm super excited about this training. It's so hard for me to spend 1 more month. I can't imagine how this 1 month is going to be. I always dream it could be like 17th of October, you know. But guys, this is the time to show your leadership. If you are absolutely serious about the business, take note of this date. This is a training that you cannot miss at any cost. If you have a reason why to do this business, I can tell you one thing, guys. If you are committed, take note of this training because this is where you're going to find your reason why. This is where you're going to enhance your knowledge. This is where transformations takes place. This is going to be a historic event in New South Wales. I can promise you what's happening next month is just phenomenal. It's gonna be a mini international event. And we are all super excited, and I can tell you one thing, guys, if you sign up someone in your business, he's not just signing up because he's got 549 lying in your bank account. The reason he signed up in your organization is because he believed in you. He thought that you could be the next person who's going to look after his future. And for that to happen, it's your responsibility to bring your person to this training. Is that a fair deal, guys? Yes. Ask yourself, because when somebody sign up in my organization, I really get pressurized. I believe that it's my responsibility to take him through. We as a leader need to get that feeling, because they invested $549, not because they had $549 lying in their bank account, because they saw the hope in you. So if you are taking responsibility of their future, you need to promote this training. And the system is so good. If you promote them to the training promotes you. And Sydney International Event, guys, I can't tell you what we have got from Melbourne International Event, right? And Sydney, can you imagine, guys, we do not need to fly anywhere. It's just at our backyard. And this is where you need to promise yourself one thing today. If you can find your reason why, ask yourself a question, what you want to be before the Sydney International Event. And it's like setting a goal. What Mr. Fung Nguyen explained, 90-day game plan, right? It's like you're making a plan to achieve a position in 90 days. Now your job, this is your game plan, guys. For this, when you get registered, means you're challenging yourself that before that event, you're going to accomplish your mission. Does that make sense? And for that to happen, guys, today is the day to make a decision. Just make a decision whether you want to do Asian or not. Whether you are serious in this business or not. Whether you see exactly how we see or not. And if you see what we see, ask yourself a question. Do you have that guts to challenge yourself? Do you have that reason why? If yes, prove it. Get registered right away. Because if you register, it's like you're challenging yourself to accomplish your mission. Guys, let's not be selfish. Let's work for our dreams. Let's work for our families. Let's get it done. Let's get registered right away. And now I'll just play a short video. And after the video, we'll come and close the room. Is that okay?